Hello, and welcome to episode 2 of my Bloodborne effective run. So this episode is going to be a little different. We've got 2 boss fights on the horizon, and no Dylan this time. If you're noticing a difference in microphone and video quality, I'm doing an experiment with a new microphone. If it goes well, I'll keep it instead of returning it. And if the video looks better, I won't be redoing the commentary for episode 1, but I will be re-rendering it and re-uploading it with much better detail. I gotta be honest, I'm quite disappointed with the quality of the last episode. I do want to talk about what I just did there. So pressing up on the D-pad will give you blood bullets, and a portion of your health will be recoverable for a specific amount of time after you take damage, either from blood bullets or by getting hit. And you have an opportunity to regain some of that health by wailing like a madman. It's a mechanic in this game that is meant to make you more aggressive, because, well, being aggressive in Bloodborne is really the play style that they want to incentivize. I'm not going to do much commentary over the Cleric Beast boss fight. I'll probably do some afterwards to grade myself, talk about points where I panic and things like that. But without further ado, here it is. I think I can start talking now. So this goes back to what I have said about use your damn consumables. They are renewable. Use them. Now, I don't actually recommend going into a boss fight, especially your first, with that many echoes on hand. That being said, though, in this playthrough, I am planning on using the Hunter Chief Emblem, which allows you to skip the Blood-Starved Beast. If you want to skip the Blood-Starved Beast, you do have to fight the Cleric Beast. So that is important. Now, I don't actually recommend fighting the Cleric Beast locked on that much. It definitely makes the fight a lot harder. You can lock on like I did. You can lock onto his face like I did and put him into a parry state. And something I wish I would have shown off here, but I didn't, is one thing you can do is you can coat him in oil with the oil urn and then throw a Molotov cocktail on for more damage. Well, what you can do even more than that is you can throw oil at him and then put him in that critical state and then throw a Molotov cocktail at him. And that damage all stacks together to do an incredible amount of damage. And you potentially should still have time to get the riposte or visceral attack off.
Very well.
I definitely got hit. I definitely panicked, and you can see me panicking at the beginning of the boss fight, where I am locked on and I get stuck in that corner. But I do regain myself. Next, we're going to be going after Gascoigne. This is also not a perfect fight as well, but I think we do a good job. Here we are back at our stats. I put 1 point into skill, and the rest goes into vitality. I'm wanting to do a noob-friendly leveling up process. Now, what I would normally do playing these games is I would probably ignore health and stamina entirely. But here, instead, I do invest into those stats, and then I put points into strength and skill. Now, like I said, normally I would probably exclusively put points into strength and skill until I found I was dying too much. You can do that if you want to do it that way. That's the way one of my favorite YouTubers runs things. He goes all damage, including his own. I've got some dialogue coming up here.
Yes, I see. But the Great Bridge is the only way to the Cathedral Ward. And during the hunt, the bridge is closed. You could try the aqueduct. There's a rather, how shall I put it, colourful area south of the Great Bridge. From there, an aqueduct leads to the Cathedral Ward. Not a place you'd normally want to visit, but I don't imagine you have much of a choice, do you?
Now, the Cleric Beast is, in name, a beast, so therefore it is weak to fire and serrated. Gascoigne becomes weak to fire and serrated in his third phase, his monster, I guess, werewolf phase, so to speak. And that is why I really have a strong preference with the Saw Spear. Not only is it thrusting, but it is always in a serrated state. The Saw Cleaver in its transformed state is actually quite smooth, and you do not get the serrated bonus. So that is another reason to prefer the Saw Spear, is because you're getting the bonus. It also favors skill more. The stats specifically, not the actual act of having skill, but the stat. And skill is going to be very useful to me in this playthrough, as I am, well, in name, parry fishing. And so the visceral attack that you do as a hunter scales off of your skill. And here we are about to fight Gascoigne.
Beasts all over the shop. You'll be one of them, sooner or later.
At the end there, I kind of lost control of the fight. If you can parry Gascoigne in any state of that fight, and definitely get a handle on him. Here we're going to find the red jeweled brooch, which is the signal or the key feature that the young girl with the music box points out to us as a way to identify her mom. You can give this back to her and inform her that both her mother and father have passed. I prefer not to do that for a couple reasons. I don't really like finishing the quest of the Gascoigne family, and I don't... and the gem that you get from there is actually really good. And this is a good time to talk about blood gems. Blood gems have an effect on your weapon that they can give you slow regen. I recommend putting regen on your pistol, but they can also, more importantly, give you more damage. It can just be overall damage. It can be thrusting damage. It can be blunt damage. It can be arcane or magic or fire. Arcane, bolt, or fire damage. And if you're leveling up, if you're doing an arcane build, that's certainly something you'd want to do. Make those types of weapons. However, for most of us included, the straight flat damage is probably the best way to go. And here we get our blood gem workshop tool, so we can actually implant blood gems into our weapon. Now we're starting to approach. I would consider this, if you've played Dark Souls, pretty much Firelink Shrine. Especially having the Hunter Chief emblem. From here, the paths just extremely branch off. You have a lot of ways you can go and things like that. I would say, grading myself on those boss fights, I'd give myself a B. I definitely could have controlled the fights better, but I didn't really have much of a problem getting through them overall, except the end with Gascoigne. I might give myself a B- or C+ there. The American grading system. Anyway, that has been my episode with Gascoigne and the Cleric Beast. I hope you enjoyed it, and have a wonderful day. Stay safe.